Your story is unique and valuable. And my life was meant to tell you that. It was meant to give you the information that you would know that your story is unique and valuable and it's meant to be in the world. But sometimes we forget or sometimes we don't believe ourselves. And that's always a journey that we each move through in our lives, in our soul's journey, in our ascension path, or whatever it might be. But I was reminded of it yesterday, last night, by Lisa Nichols, and I'll show you that story. But first, I want to read the message because this is what I was meant to bring to you because it's the most important thing is for you to know and why you're here, why you're on this earth, basically. And it's this, because it's every single person. Your story is unique and valuable. It is unique because no other soul shares precisely your story. It holds the utmost value for you. Your story is comprised of everything your past holds, including all that has occurred for you, happened to you, everything you have done, and every person you have met, and every word you have spoken. All of it has been and always will be perfect. Your only job, then, is to seek to know the perfection of your story. Any aspect of your particular story that you attempt to ignore, dismiss, or judge will cause you to experience some difficulty because you are refusing to receive the information and wisdom that your story holds. And that is the essence of the Wilhelm work that I brought to this world. And but I was refusing part of it as well, as we all do. And see, I was at an event yesterday. It was all these really wonderful people, and it was all day. I was there from like 9:30 till 11 mid to 11 last night. It was a long day, but it was worth it because I saw all of these people who were honoring their story because that's what we're supposed to do. And sometimes we don't do it because it's different. And mine was different, and I've been holding it back. And today it hit me. I mean, we all went through big transformation. You might have felt it. That's what we're all doing is transforming, and we're affected by the planets, by the energies. We had a huge Scorpio full moon, and that was powerful. Some of you might have been. I was on my knees a lot because that's what happens. You get pushed to uncover who you are and to stop resisting and stop hiding. And so today, that's no longer possible for me. I have two events that are happening, so I want everyone to see the information. I'll put the links there. You might have already seen them, but two events that I couldn't have known that they were going to both happen on this day. But there was more than that. Because when I got up this morning, Wilhelm says, no, we want you to look at this. Now, there's certain things that we can't explain when we come into this world. We've developed different gifts. And when we ignore them, as that message said, then we're having difficulty. When we can't honor what we've done, what we've been through. I've been through everything. I've suffered so much throughout my life. And so that's why I could bring through this work. We have to evolve, and sometimes people accept roles that are really challenging and difficult, and that was mine. But then the other side of that, all of a sudden, things then change when you start to take the steps to ownership of who you're meant to be in this world. And so the message that came up today was this one. There are energetic cycles that we move through in our world, and we don't always understand them. But Wilhelm gave me the ability to start to put those together, and that's why the dates that I receive information it's aligned, and that's something that we haven't seen, which made it challenging for me to understand. And but now we have to evolve, and this is something that can help everyone. And so this came through in 2008, another cycle. You never do anything alone. You simply thought you did. A practiced thought forms a belief system, and that system itself forms, shapes, and creates your worldly experiences. This particular thought you have practiced for quite some time, and therefore form a resistance or barrier to all the help and resources that could be rushing to you to help you in whatever particular desire you have. When you fully understand that those very thoughts are much more powerful than any particular physical experience, you will choose them more wisely. This should also point out to you the difficulty you might have in receiving, for you merely thought you wouldn't. Examine your thoughts with an awareness of knowing they are always creative. And that was, yeah, my difficulty. I didn't believe I was going to receive, because if I were to do the thing that I thought I was supposed to do, how could I possibly receive? And so I kept resisting and I kept doing that because I'm not going to do it. I want to help people understand who they are and live a really great life, because I couldn't do that. But no, I'm going to resist it. And then all of a sudden, I'm meeting people who are saying, no, this is where we're going, and you're supposed to do this. And this event just totally opened up everything, because now I'm being given permission. And that's the only thing you're seeking in your life, is permission to be yourself. That's it. And this work is in alignment with your journey. That's what I wanted you to understand. And you'll probably see that at the, if you watch some of the events today. But now, this thing that I went to yesterday, all of these folks were just showing how they had to break through their barriers. And the one that was the most important was Lisa Nichols. And you might have seen her in The Secret. She's everywhere. She's just built such a huge career. And she said the one thing that made it for her was her story. She said she did a segment on Steve Harvey's show. There are a lot of different shows that she had done. But the one that was most important was when they were all on The Secret, and they had all these different people. And she says she was the only one that they did a separate segment. They called it the Lisa Nichols segment. And they said, well, why did that one happen? Why did that work? Because she told her story. She was willing to own her story. She was willing to own all of it. And and what I told her last night, um, I'll show you. I told her I was going to use part of her story, because the best one that she told was when she went on to Oprah show, and the expectations she had about that, and where she was focusing on the wrong thing, and then she started focusing on, wait a minute, oh, I was given something, and then that's when she started telling her story. And then there were so many others that were there as well, and so there is another photo I want to show you, because we think that we look at other people and we think, oh, they must have had it easy, or they got there in some way that we can't understand. No, sometimes we go through really bad stuff. But then when you're willing to own it and move through it, and all of a sudden things change. And each one of them had an incredible gift to offer because of that. They're all quite different, but this guy is doing a wonderful thing of building community in here in actually in the California area. But they're all doing something different. But Danny is from the UK, had a horrible, horrible beginning, but then she decided she was going to pull herself out, and she put on. She was actually co-hosting with the agency this event. She came from the UK, and it was incredible. And this lady, she was Lisa, and we had a talk last night, because she said she had this difficulty because she said she got accidentally pregnant during a divorce, and ended up with twins, and nothing. And she decided to own that story. And then $28 million later, she's still doing everything. All of them had such amazing gifts to offer now, but it was because they owned their story. And sometimes it's difficult. I've been so resistant to own my story because it didn't seem believable to people, except I have to now. And then all of those people are with this agent, and I'm meeting with him on Friday. And then I told him my story, and also the thing about the birthdays that didn't make sense to people, that because I know that everyone is aligned and connected, and I just happen to be given this gift of understanding and given this information. But sometimes it's challenging for you to own that. But today it didn't stop. Wilhelm said, now look at the message we gave you 5 years ago. And this tells it all. There is perfection in your life. You just have to become willing to find it. Now, you will find this on the site, Any Advice for Today, but this is the message for today. And it took me back to 2020. Please accept your gifts now, for you are needed. Yes, we are speaking to you directly, and consider this to be an intimate conversation. We must mention that it took a while for Roger to allow this message, for he was experiencing physical discomfort. We advised him to take aspirin and waited for it to take effect. What he was experiencing was his resistance to hearing us. Just as each of you has resisted hearing your guides, let alone believing them. We are working on that sentence today, and we will explain it. Yesterday, we told you we would provide the results of a talk Roger was to give, which revolved around the question, what am I meant to do in my life? Our message yesterday delineated the problem. Most of you have. The habit of using comparison, which bore out in the conversations with the attendees. Roger allowed each of them to speak and address what they believed they were meant to do, and none accepted it entirely due to the familiar use of comparison. Roger was somewhat dumbfounded as he looked at them all, for he saw the manifestation of our words before him. Last night, after hearing the results, his roommate said to him that it was as if we were offering prediction. We have always given them, but none of you believe them, especially Roger. Now we will explain the title again. You each are born with gifts to utilize that will help the world evolve. Currently, the world is in dramatic flux, and your gifts are needed because the collective energy of all humans, including you, directs the world's trajectory. Here is the choice each of you will make now, and it will create the future of your world. Ready? Will you choose love or fear? That's it. Choosing love is when you choose yourself. And that's what I'm doing now because I know that I can, if own my story, I can help more people. And that's always been my mission in this world is to help more people come to know who they are and help uplift our planet. That's what I'm doing. And please watch the sessions that are happening today. I'll leave links here as well so you can see them and check out the program. I obviously I'm going to be moving on because I'm going to be taking this much larger, but I want you to understand you have everything within you. All what happens here is this work guides you to it. If the results are there. You have to decide if you're going to choose love or fear. Many people will stay in fear because they don't want to discover who they are or they won't accept who they find. And that's what happened for me. So I do understand it. You can achieve anything. See you soon.